firsts, lasts, and in-betweens. We're certainly not the last class to get a smile and a kiss from Bruiser walking across campus. We are never going to be the last class to begin our college careers by serving our local community and pursuing our passions. Above all else, come hell or high water, we will never be the last class to come to Adrian College and find a motivated and supportive community of students, faculty, and staff, and leave with the skills and tools needed to be inspiring industry leaders and professionals with high hopes and dreams for our bright futures ahead. The people and the experiences that we are most grateful for are the ones that will continue us on this upward path for the rest of our lives. In the spirit of gratitude, thank you to my fellow classmates for being a part of this community with me. Whether we spent most of these moments together or barely crossed paths, you contributed your gifts and talents to continue the legacy of this incredible community. Thank you for prioritizing the preservation of the Adrian College experience and for continually seeking to develop the institution's ability to develop both the knowledge in our heads and the care in our hearts.
Thank you to the roommates, friends, teammates, and peers who, although we have only known each other for 4 years, it seems impossible to think about being surrounded by anyone else in the coming weeks. We celebrated each other's accomplishments, became each other's biggest cheerleaders, and never let each other struggle alone. College has been called the most formative years of our lives, but I can say for certain that these last 4 years have included both the most amazing and most difficult moments of my life. One constant, however, is the support of my friends through it all. It is impossible to thank everyone who makes up our AC family. Together, you have each played an integral role in helping us achieve this momentous milestone.
And you be proud to be a graduate of Adrian College. It's a good day to be a Bulldog. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2023.
Today's students on the threshold of a magical time in your life, a time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and opportunity. A time when you will always look back at and say, you know what? Those were incredibly special years. Never experienced before I arrived and never replicated after you leave college.
Sun is shining. Weather is absolutely pristine from the Nicolay Field in beautiful Adrian, Michigan. It's day number 2 of this 3-game weekend series between the top 3 spots in the MIAA Baseball Conference. It's the visiting Kalamazoo College Hornets and your Adrian College Bulldogs. Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Herman, joined alongside by my partner in crime in Griffin Clark. This weekend has a lot on the line for these two teams. Coming into the weekend, we saw the standings were sitting at Kalamazoo, the number 2 spot, and Adrian, the number 1 spot. Adrian yesterday in the first game won by a score of 12-2, and then the second game of the doubleheader on Saturday afternoon that quickly turned into Saturday evening went in the favor of the Hornets. Not the game that the Bulldogs were expecting to have after really dominating in the score column. So a lot on the line here as Hope College takes the #1 spot now with 10 games played, an 8-2 record. Adrian, 9 games played, 7-2. Kalamazoo, 10 games, 7-3. So some good baseball on the line here. The Bulldogs, despite playing at their home field, will bat first. The other game from last week suspended because of bad weather. And it's Logan Lockhart who will take to the pitcher's mound. The first throw is in, and swinging for a strike is Joe Cassell.
Definitely a big game for the Bulldogs here. As we talked about in the standings, they're both sitting at 25 points, trying to get that top spot with hope.
Second one in there, swung and fouled back. Cassell yesterday had one of the more impressive first games that I've ever seen played. Had 5 ABs, hitting all 5 balls, getting on base each and every single time. As this is in there, chopped to second. The throw to first in Newland is caught, and that is the first out of the side. As Cassell took a little bit of a stumble there as he was crossing first base. The second game not exactly going the way that he wanted to. Got the first hit to go 6 for 6 and then struggled for the rest of the day. And now this will bring up the second baseman, #4, in Jacob Charles. Will take a swing at things. 1 out to start the side. First pitch to Charles is outside for ball #1.
See Charles trying to feel out the pitch here. Didn't swing at that first one.
Charles batting .330 up to this point as he slashes it down the left field line. Oh my goodness, almost took out the third base umpire. Had to duck out of the way in time.
Some quick agility there.
Wow. Man, oh man, that one was heading straight towards him.
Ducked down last second.
A 1-1 pitch. Nobody on, 1 out. Here's the throw from Lockhart. In there for called strike 2. This one floated out to center. It will get down and easily caught by the center fielder in Lucas Bolton.
Jacob Charles with some distance on that hit. Good play by the outfielder, but good job connecting by Charles.
We saw Lockhart playing both games yesterday. Was out in the outfield. Has only 4 appearances and 2 games started this season for the Hornets. A 1.86 ERA and 11 strikeouts. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss from the shortstop Nick Bruder. Lockhart the windup. This is blasted down the right field line and fouled out. 1-2 and a chance for Lockhart to get out of the top of the first. One-two pitch sent to short. Bruder will run it out, but is not there. And a quick 1-2-3 inning to start the game off for the Kalamazoo Hornets, as they'll head to the batter's box, sporting their orange uniforms with the white pants. And the Bulldogs will take to the field. Bottom of the first coming up. Don't go anywhere, folks. Alex Herman and Griffin Clark. You're watching Bulldog Baseball on ACTV. welcome back to the Nicolay Field, bottom of the first inning. And Cooper Mills, the shortstop, up to bat, facing off against Jackson Clark. This season, Clark, a 3-3 record, has appeared and started in 6 games, so one of the 3 pitchers in the main rotation, as well as Jacob Charles, who we saw yesterday, and Daniel Gutierrez. First 2 pitches, not over the plate. 2-0 count, no outs. Third one in there, ball 3. Mills will sit on that one. Wow, and that last pitch, thought that was over the plate, but umpire didn't like it. So 4 balls in a row will walk the first batter in Cooper Mills right off to first base.
Definitely thought that was a strike there for the Bulldogs, but first inning of the game just getting started.
Yes.
Just gotta warm up.
Especially with the late reaction, too, from the umpire. I thought he was going to give the signal for a strike. That'll be 5 balls in a row to start. One and 0 to start for the catcher and Harrison Posat. Make it 6. And an early mound visit will take place here.
Definitely need to take that moment to just try and collect. If you're the Bulldogs, as Orpinski kind of getting himself in a groove here of throwing balls. Sorry, Jackson Clark that was.
Well, and a stern talking to Jackson Clark from head coach Craig Rainey. We'll see how they rebound. David Kedro will head back behind the plate. Posat starting his first AB of the day at 2-0. And finally in there for a called strike.
So whatever Coach Rainey said, definitely got to Clark there, is get our first strike of the game.
Well, it's never easy when you walk your first batter on all 4 pitches and then you throw 6 in a row and another one in the dirt right there. A wild pitch will get away from Kedro, and Mills will advance to second. Not the ideal start, unfortunately, for the Bulldogs.
And Kalamazoo doing a good job of stealing bases this season, so if you're the Bulldogs, got to be aware to keep an eye on that.
And that was something that we saw yesterday, too, as this is straight down the plate. Swing and a miss, full count for Posat. Would be really big if Clark can get this one over the plate. And we'll touch back on the stealing in a second. This one sent down the first base line. It's there for a hit. And Cooper Mills rounding third, getting home. Second batter, we've already seen an RBI single. Posat sends Cooper Mills home. It's 1-0 in favor of the Hornets.
It's a perfect start for the Hornets and a great job by Harrison Posat, just beaming that right down that line, making it hard for the first baseman to catch.
Not too much that A.J. Miranda could do right there at first base. Good pitch there to start off Ryer Reinhardt, the third baseman. First pitch swinging, getting none of it. Second one is high for 1-1. We talked about a couple of moments ago the Hornets taking advantage of stolen bases yesterday. You see a lead now at first. Nothing going. It's popped up to right field. It's going to get way down. The catch is made one-handed by Joe Cassell.
It's a good job by Posat at first to realize doesn't have enough time there on that pop-up, so he'll stay at first.
First out of the side. Man on first. This is Tanner Hawkins. Strike one as he watched it looking.
Good frame there by Kedro, too.
Looked like it might have been a little bit high, but Kedro using some deception. This one outside and in the dirt.
Another good keep by Kedro. He's able to stop that runner for advancing to seconds. He keeps that out of the dirt.
This is smashed way out to center field. Getting under it there for the catch is Jack Boyke. He'll send it back to second. 2 outs now.
Real good connection there by Reinhardt and Boyke with good position out there in center field as he gets that one right into the glove with ease.
Now up to plate. The second baseman and David Stechow. First pitch, a called ball. So 1-0 with 2 outs. Fouled off, hit the roof, comes straight back down.
Saw Stechow yesterday with 5 at-bats and 2 hits as he had a good outing for himself.
One and one turns into 1-2.
We're seeing Clark kind of rely on that inside pitch, which is working for him, and I think he's kind of found his groove here in this second half of the first inning.
1-2. Well outside, and a good block from Kedro. Never a great sign when your catcher has to stop the ball from heading behind him on some of those pitches, just well off the target. But 2-2, sent right over the mound and the head of Clark. It gets down for a base hit. Stechow will reach first and will help Reinhardt get to second.
Touching back on Kedro, too, it's like you said, it's not ideal for your catcher to have to get those low pitches, but he's done a great job so far of making sure he's able to get out quick and grab those out of the dirt.
First pitch to Newland, swing and a miss. Saw some good plays from the first baseman and Robert Newland yesterday. Some extended catches, holding on to the bag. Oh, did they just call this a balk?
I believe they did.
Wow.
Although myself, I can't say it was clear enough.
Wow, surprising call there from the umpire. But a balk puts the runners on second and third, 2 outs, with Robert Newland 0-1 already. Popped up in foul territory. It will sit wide, and Bulldogs catch a break there. Now the count 0-2.
Good job by Clark staying composed here with batters on second and third with 2 outs as gets that second strike.
Oh-2 with 2 outs, 2 men on. Pitch from Clark. A little too low. Newland will wait it out. Need a big one from Clark here. And he got him on the strikeout. Clark is able to recover and gets out of the side, only giving up 1 run. Was in a very sticky situation for a moment there. And I'm sure the Bulldogs will look to go into damage control heading into the top of the second inning. But a big opportunity as they head up to bat. Alex Herman and Griffin Clark right here on ACTV. We'll be right back with the top of the second inning. You're watching Bulldog Baseball.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself. Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
Back from a beautiful day in Michigan. Sun is shining, blue skies surrounding the baseball field here on the campus of Adrian College. The Bulldogs in the top of the first, going 1-2-3. 3 quick outs for the Hornets. As leading things off is going to be the designated hitter, number 20, Edward Wagner. Did not start the first game yesterday, but did the second. As he'll look at that one for strike number 1. Saw it a lot yesterday, too, when Wagner's able to get around on the ball. Can certainly put a lot of power into his swing. And I think at this stage, even though you're only down by a run, the lead is not extended by a massive margin. You need to find some hits quickly and jump back up on the scoreboard. This is sent hard down the shortstop line. It gets through the gap. 2 pitches and 1 swing. Wagner is away at first.
Well, Lockhart able to manipulate that ball around the Adrian players, and Edward able to find his way through the seam there as he splits it between shortstop and third. Good job by Edwards, that was, sorry.
David Kedro had a lot of work to do yesterday. We'll still have plenty more today as he'll take a crack at things. Wagner getting the first hit for the Bulldogs. Here's a bunt. Wagner will get to second, and Kedro will sacrifice his AB for an out.
Good movement by Wagner as he gets the second. A good sack bunt there by Kedro, as we talked about. He's had a good game so far in his first 2 innings.
Saw the sacrifice bunt a decent amount yesterday for the Bulldogs. Seems like a play that they like to rely on. 1 out, and Wagner on second. Here's Miranda, swing and a miss for strike 1. Second pitch from Lockhart, taking his time. Pitch clock running out. He'll throw back to second. Wagner is called safe by the umpire.
That is one new rule recently, over the last couple of years, that's definitely changed pitching for the pitchers, is that pitch count. Got to make sure you get in just in time.
Well, you get 20 seconds for each throw, and the time starts right when you head back towards the mound. And it seems like a lot of time, but it surely goes by quick. You got to set up, choose your pitch, and get it down towards the plate. This is half swung on and tipped foul. And Lockhart taking his time with a lot of these throws on this at-bat for Miranda, getting really close to that 4 and 3 second mark before the clock expires.
Miranda able to connect on that last one, not where he wanted to, but he's able to get a feel of that ball so far.
1-2 pitch to Miranda. Fouled back.
Fouled off, but a real good hit by him as he's able to get that one to the right side as he looks to keep it in play.
Posad and Lockhart will come together and talk things out.
When we saw him go, as we talked about, 1, 2, 3, and that first inning, and Adrian kind of giving him a bit of a struggle here in the second inning as he tries to recollect himself.
Promising sign for the Bulldogs to get the barrel on the ball for the most part. Good hit from Wagner earlier to reach first as he's holding on to second because of the sacrifice bunt from Kedro. Here's 1-2 to Miranda, and Lockhart will step off the mound.
Wagner doing a good job there at second base as we see him kind of veering off towards third, and he's able to get in Lockhart's head there as he keeps looking back.
This is outside for 2-2. Lockhart not really in a position to throw back, but maybe they'll change up on the play here. This is hit well, flown out to deep left, back near the warning track. Ball is caught. There will not be enough time for a tag as Miranda flies out to left center.
Miranda able to take that at bat for quite the stretch there as he almost got to the full count.
Good on Miranda to stay in it, like you said, Clarkie. And I think that's really what the Bulldogs need right now. See how much you can tire out Lockhart, get the pitch count up as much as possible. First one in on Davis, 1-0.
And the Bulldogs, nothing to worry about as they are down 1-0, but this first 2 innings definitely a feel-out process for him.
You have to imagine that this third game of the weekend is going to be played a lot tighter than the first two. The Bulldogs exploding in that first one with a massive 12-2 win. And then immediately after, the Hornets turned it around and won 10-4. They had an inning, I believe it was in the fifth, where they had 6 runs. As this is popped out to right. Ball will get down, the catch is made. And the Hornets again get out of it scoreless. That was Cam Kelly with the catch in the outfield. 1-0 still the score from the Nicolay Field, Kalamazoo College, and your Adrian College Bulldogs right here on ACTV. We'll be back with more Bulldog baseball after the
Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs, Adrian College TV. Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs.
Welcome back to the Nicolay Field. Bottom of the second inning, Alex Fankel will make his try at things. A scoreless first 2 innings for the Bulldogs. 1 run being awarded to the Hornets. Jackson Clark gets the first pitch in for a strike, and the second is fouled off, so 0-2. Had a bit of a struggle to start off the first inning, but recovered nicely. As he's one of the pitchers that Coach Rainey relies on quite a lot, and they certainly need him here. This is chopped out to third. The long throw is made, and it's in time for out number 1. Good arm from Ryan Davis to get it all the way over to Miranda.
Davis getting that over there just at the last second as Fankel was almost able to beat that out. And a good snag by Miranda.
Here's Lucas Bolton. Will take the first one near the shoulder area for ball 1. Back to an even count, 1-1.
Clark doing a good job at the top of this inning, as he's found his stride, and we're seeing him throwing some strikes here.
That ball fouled off to the right. Good showing again here for both of these sides. Nicolay Field stands are filled up pretty well.
We have some people on the back and people on the sides. We even have some sunbathers. We got some towels laid out enjoying this nice day.
Not much better than a day at the park here in Adrian, Michigan. This is sent to third again. A great play fielded by Davis, and he gets the throw in time. Davis outstretched, getting the full extension.
Talk about a second effort from Davis. There's not down and out as he gets himself off that turf and throws that all the way across Marina. What a connection.
Two outs quickly for the Bulldogs, trying to get out of this side as fast as possible. Cam Kelly takes the first one for 0-1. We'll foul this back for 0-2.
Hopefully the Bulldogs able to go 3 and out, as we've seen this ball find Davis twice this inning.
Third pitch is outside and in the dirt. Kelly will hold it off. Jackson Clark looking for the response check swing. Did he go? No.
Partially there, but we see from the first base umpires, they said he did not go all the way.
2-2. Fouled again, hit well. That one was smoked out to wide right.
And so far the Hornets, most of their foul balls going to that right side, as they're able to make good connection, not able to keep it in that baseline though.
Here it is again. Floated out to right. It's going to get down for a base hit and over the right side fence. So I believe they will rule this as a ground roll double.
And that was some good placement there by Cam Kelly, as that would be a ground roll double, and able to get that one just inside the line before it bounces out and goes over the fence on that right side.
Cam Kelly with a good swing. 1-1 for the day as we get back to the top of the order. Cooper Mills will take his second at bat. Walked in his first on all 4 pitches. Fake out on the bunt. Called for a strike.
We see him fake out that bunt. You have to wonder if he's going to go back to it the rest of this at bat.
A 1 pitch. Just a little too outside.
I've seen Clark like that bottom corner as he's trying to get the Hornets batters to bite on that curve.
Lockhart 1-1 will advance to 2-1. Two outs with a man on second. In there for a called strike.
Good job by Kedro to frame that one. Is a little inside, but he's able to get that one right to the middle.
And you saw Mills didn't really agree with the call, but he's going to have to live with it. This is hit well through the gap at shortstop. Rounding third is Kelly. He's safe in time. And Mills, who walked on his first at-bat, will get an RBI double to score the second run of the game. Hornets up by a pair.
Great swing by Mills there. Gets that runner batted in. We saw the Bulldogs debate whether to go to home plate or second there, as we saw him throw it home, and Kedro not able to get that back out to second. So Mills will take his place on that base.
Adrian needs to get out of this with 2 outs. Again, sent through the gap at short. Rounding throw, here's the throw to home, and the tag is made in time. A great toss from the outfield will get Cooper Mills out at home. And Mills is unhappy because he's saying that he was blocking the base path, but Kedro already had the ball in his mitt before Mills was even close. So tough to argue, but the Bulldogs get out of a bit of a jam. Will give up another run in 2 straight innings. And the Hornets will head back to the field. Alex Herman and Griffin Clark from the Nicolay Field. Top of the 3rd inning coming right up. You're watching Bulldog Baseball on a Welcome back to Nicolay Field. Top of the 3rd inning between the Hornets of Kalamazoo College and the Adrian College Bulldogs. The last out of that inning that we saw previous, a little bit controversial as we'll take another look at it right here. A good hit was made by the Hornets, again through that shortstop gap. Rounding third was Cooper Mills. The throw was there in time, and out was easy to call for the umpire, but Cooper Mills disagreed with the decision as he headed back to the dugout to retrieve his cap and glove. But really hard to argue on that one. The ball was already in the catcher's mitt of David Kedro with an absolute missile thrown from left field. And Kedro started out of the base path and then went into the tagging motion. So that's where we sit for the moment.
It's hard to argue that one, too, with Rogers throwing that one from left field, and we saw Kedro out of the baseline make his way in.
This ball well hit deep to right. It's foul, but if it had the right angle, that could have easily cleared the right field wall. It's Easton Rogers, now 1-2.
Ball players loving that right side of the field today, as we've seen numerous fly balls out that way.
This one outside for 2-2. Bulldogs started off the last inning well with a hit from Edward Wagner, but couldn't figure out the rest of it. As Kedro sacrifice bunted and Miranda and Davis got out. This is chopped to third. The long throw there in time for out number 1. Ryer Reinhardt with the arm tosses it to Robert Newland.
Saw the first base umpire kind of second guess that call there, but will be an out on Wagner. Rogers, that was.
Bottom of the order. This brings up the center fielder, Jack Boyke. See if we can get some lefty luck here. First one, delayed call, but a strike.
And for the Bulldogs, it would be one thing to worry about if they're not getting any connections with the ball here. And we're seeing they're getting hits, just not placing where they want to, but good job by the Bulldogs so far.
Pitch number 2, called for a ball. Fouled up to the infield. Newland right there under it. sits on that ball and makes the catch for out number 2. And the Hornets making quick work of the Bulldog batters here today, which is the complete opposite of what we saw in the first game at least. And even in the second, the Bulldogs were getting on base, getting hits. They just couldn't find a way to score as many runs. 2 outs. And Joe Cassell, the slugger, will start it off. 0-1 for today, the right fielder. Lockhart will take his time. Steps off the mound for a moment, makes an adjustment. A 0-1 pitch to Cassell. Off the plate and outside.
Well, it seems to be the story of the game so far, just in and out for the Bulldogs as Lockhart, once he finds his groove, it seems as if he's just in there and able to throw strikes with occasional ball, but so far he's done a real good job.
This is fouled up again. We'll dance over the top of our protective roof.
Bulldogs able to get some good loft on those last 2 balls, just need to get those out to the center field.
Tipped back again with a nice cut from Cassell. Cassell's making contact, but just not fully in front of it. Again, Cassell will tip it back.
Cassell find himself in the right spot, get in front of that ball. Looks to be going at the top of his bat, but good job by him as he's prolonged this at bat for the Bulldogs.
1-2 to Cassell with 2 outs. Lockhart throws that one outside, trying to get Cassell to chase, but no dice. All 2s on the board. Again, Cassell will tip it back. This is a long at-bat for Joe Cassell.
You have to wonder what Lockhart's going to throw now. I feel like he's given him everything in his arsenal so far in this at-bat.
This is hit well to short. It can't be fielded down. And Cassell is able to get out of it with a base hit.
You have to give credit to Cassell there as he was able to stay in that box for quite a while and able to get that one to second base as it bounces off the glove.
So an error for David Steckow out at second base. Hit right to him, popped out of the webbing of the glove. And now Jacob Charles trying to help his team out, hopefully for the first time today. This is popped back over the ceiling. 1-1 to Charles.
Charles in that second game yesterday with 4 at-bats, coming in with 2 hits.
Both these pitchers over the 40 pitch mark at this point, and it's only the 3rd inning.
We have to think Cassell's at-bat probably helped go to that total.
45 for Jackson Clark and 40 for Logan Lockhart as this is hit well down the first base line. It will play for a single and get Cassell all the way to 3rd. And the Bulldogs back in scoring position despite having 2 outs on the board. A chance to send a runner home is Nick Bruder.
Good movement by Cassell there as he gets all the way to 3rd. Able to read that ball off the bat. And Charles with a good connection as he will get that single. Bulldogs kind of finding their groove now as we've seen them connect on these last couple at bats, and have to imagine they're getting a little more comfortable on this home field.
Well, we know this is a team that can hit, and when they're swinging well, they find contact pretty consistently. It's just a matter of, can they figure out the pitching? Doing a little bit better now that the game has settled into things.
And Lockhart has that good deception where you think he figured him out, and then he switches it up on you.
This will play to right field. It gets down for an RBI single. And the Bulldogs cut the lead in half. It's 2-1. No doubt about this one. Read perfectly from Bruder. Goes to the opposite side in right field. Plops down there in shallow right center. And the Bulldogs away on the scoreboard for the first time in the afternoon.
Bruder gave the Bulldogs the burst of energy they needed. As we see Charles on third base now, trying to in scoring position. As the Bulldogs down 3-1, 2-1, sorry. Hope to tie this game on this at bat.
Here's Edward Wagner, already has a hit today. The designated hitter. That was a juicy pitch right down the middle. Surprised Edward didn't take it, but didn't like it.
We saw Posat try and get Lockhart a break after that at bat. As we see him need some composure.
This is hit well. Flown out to center, making the run there. It's caught. Lucas Bolton finding the glove on it. And the Hornets deny Adrian College any more chances to score there in the top of the third as we head to the bottom of the inning. Jackson Clark will retake the mound, and we'll step aside just for a moment. Alex Herman and Griffin Clark from the Nicolay Field. Don't go anywhere. More Bulldog baseball coming up right here on AC.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself. Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
Ryer Reinhardt up to bat to start the bottom of the third. Jackson Clark starting to figure out everything going on in this game. Had a tough start in the first, but has responded very well. Looks to be much more comfortable.
You have to think, just the Bulldogs playing, this being their third game this weekend, they have to be a little tired, but they're able to find their way these first couple innings.
Strike three to Reinhardt. Goes down looking. And a good start here in the bottom of the third for Jackson Clark. 3 pitches, 2 called strikes and a foul tip. But that's going to help out his squad as they're down by a run. It's 2-1. First one to Tanner Hawkins, the left fielder. 0 for 1 today. Second one in there for strike 2. 5 strikes in a row.
Kind of polar opposite of that first inning as we saw him throw 5 straight balls, and definitely tell he's way more comfortable in this inning.
Hit well. Out to center right. It gets down, fielded down by Cassell. He'll make the throw to second. But Hawkins with a great swing gets in there for a double. And I've found it interesting. We know that the Hornets are one of the better hitting teams because you look at their record as well as some of their results. When they win, a lot of the time it's by large margins. And they've been doing a great job here today. A bunch of their hits have been more than just singles. First one inside to Steckow. Was also 1 for 1 today.
And one game to look at, if you want to talk about at-bats, is when they played Hope, winning 15-3.
I'll do you one better. How about playing Principia winning 20-0? Or Earlham at 28-4.
Now that's what you call a routing right there, Herms.
This is hit to second. The throw to first gets there for out number 2, but the runner will advance to third in better scoring position than he was. But the Bulldogs as well with some large victories. You talk about it. Yesterday they won a game 12-2 over the team they're playing right now. You also have big wins over teams like University of Olivet, 15-1, 9-1, 10-1. Beat Trine 11-1. Both these teams can hit. They're deep rosters, and that's why they're at the top of the standings. This is hit to short. Glove down. Quick throw to first. In time for the out. And the third one called. Good fielding from the Bulldogs to cancel out any other scoring. Couple of hits from the Hornets, and they'll switch up on sides. We'll be right back with the top of the 4th inning, right here from the Nicolay Field. You're watching Bulldog Baseball. Back at the Nicolay Field. Top of the 4th inning. David Kedro will lead off to start off the top of this side. Logan Lockhart at 48 pitches today. In there for a called strike number 1.
Kedro coming into this game, 69 at-bats, making contact on 22 of those. Getting on base.
This is crunched out to right. It gets down for the base hit just barely. Didn't know if Cam Kelly was going to try and dive for it, but decided to play the bounce. And here comes A.J. Miranda.
I thought we saw some hesitation from Kelly there. He thought about going for it, and then at the last second decided, like you said, to play that bounce, and you have to wonder what would have happened if he would have lunged for it.
Well, I think maybe some confusion because of the trajectory of the ball. There was some angle as it was heading his way. This is a bunt from Miranda. It's glove down, sent to first. We'll get 1 out and a man on second.
Quick out for the Bulldogs, but good job by Miranda as he takes that sac bunt. We'll move the runner to second.
Again, we see that play from the Bulldogs, utilizing it out of their toolbox.
Well, we saw in the pregame, too, they practice their bunts, trying to position those in the right spot to move on that runner, and we see it working here.
This one well outside from Lockhart. 1-0 to start off Davis.
Bazette looking like he's learned from Kedger there in the dirt. He's able to stop that one from getting by on his right.
Davis will wait out a second one.
And the one thing about the Bulldogs in this game is, if we notice, is when they're making contact with the ball and getting it out into play, they're not hitting them short. They're getting good, solid hits, which are able to advance runners. So they're doing a good job with connecting. We see Lockhart trying to find his way around that.
Davis batting .291 this season with an .876 OPS. This one smashed. That one's deep back at the wall. It's gloved down for out number 2. But this will help get the runner to third. Man, that one was muscled by Davis.
Pardon me, thought Davis was about to go yard there as we saw him go all the way past the warning track up to that wall. A good job by Davis as he made some big boy connection with that ball.
All right, here we go again. The Bulldogs a chance to tie to the game with Easton Rogers up to bat. Good eye from Rogers to take pitch 1 for the 1-0 count. This one also floated way deep to center. Getting under it is Bolton. He makes the catch. Bulldogs cannot get on the board. Nothing going there, despite some good hits. Jackson Clark will head back to the mound. We'll return in just a second with the bottom of the 4th inning right here from the Nicolay Field. You're watching Bulldog Baseball on ACTV. Kalamazoo up to bat. Alex Finkel, the designated hitter, takes pitch number 1, sends it into the outfield. Made clean contact. He'll reach first.
Finkel wasting no time getting that first hit out of the way. A good connection to left field, as we'll see him now on first, looking to advance to second.
Lucas Bolton, who made the catch in center to retire the last side.
We see Finkel with the sliding mitt on, have to wonder if he's going to look to go for that slide to second, as we saw him steal a base already in the beginning of this game.
Time being given here.
I think the Bulldogs having good patience, though, throughout this game as we've looked to take their time on the mound.
Here's a bunt that gets popped up, and it's caught. Costly mistake from Bolton.
I think think he had the right idea in mind with that sack bunt, but getting it too high up in the air, and good job by the Bulldogs as A.J. Miranda able to scoop that one out of the air. We've seen both teams look to go to that bunt as it's worked for each team so far, but a common factor going on in this batter's box for both teams this game.
Cam Kelly, the bottom of the order now, has a hit and an RBI. Excuse me, just one hit. Looking at the on-deck batter, and Cooper Mills, who has a hit and an RBI. One out to Kelly.
We've seen a good amount of success from the bottom of this Hornets lineup. The bottom of the list, and we'll look to see if Kelly's able to find his way on base.
Well, it's just Reinhardt, Newland, and Bolton who don't have a hit for the Hornets. You look at the other side. Charles, Bruder, Wagner, and Kedro have the only hits of the day for Adrian College.
Now, if you're the Hornets, that's one thing to look at as a positive sign that you don't just have hitting coming from one side of the lineup or the other. It's kind of split throughout, as we've seen it sprinkle through guys with no hits, as you just talked about, and kind of the same for the Bulldogs, and good equality for each team.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to Kelly. Fouled back, straight to us.
I could have reached out and grabbed that, Herms.
My goalie instincts didn't kick in there because I knew we had the covering in front of us.
I knew I forgot something at home today. I was missing my baseball glove.
Got to bring that to the park next time. This is sent to second. Tag made on the base and a high throw. Can't get the double play.
Good effort by Bruder though, as he wanted to toss it over to second base, but to Charles, but decided to take that himself and a little high over to Miranda, but a good effort as we get another out.
Runner stealing, and Kedro had the ball pop out of his glove. Can't make the throw in time, so another stolen base for Kalamazoo.
We saw Kedro pop up a little frustrated as the ball slipped out of his hand. He went to double clutch it, and not a common error he would make.
0-1 with 2 outs. Up high.
If we look so far this game, you can see right now at second base, the Hornets like to get a pretty good lead off there as he's making his way towards the infield ump.
Again down low. We'll move to 2-1.
But if you're Clark, you can't really worry about the batter at second, and you kind of have to rely on your dugout and your other infielders to give you heads up.
This ball well hit to center, but the catch is made by Boyke. Didn't have to move too much. That will finish things out for the 4th inning. Take another look here at this past fly out. Hornets making great contact. And that time, Boyke sure about that catch. We'll take a quick break and return with the top of the 5th inning. Bulldogs up to bat next. You're watching Bulldog Baseball. Top of the 5th inning between the Hornets of Kalamazoo College and your Adrian College Bulldogs. Jack Boyke caught the last ball to finish out the side in the 4th. We'll take a swing at things as he puts on his batter helmet, picks up his bat.
I like the last couple innings from the Bulldogs here is we've seen them get runners on base, and unfortunately, they've had a runner on third to end each inning, which is not what you're looking for the Bulldogs.
Boyke had a chopper down the first base line. It was fielded by Newland, who just barely made it back in time for the called out.
I like that Boyke slid, though. You don't see that too often. Trying to get that desperate first base for the Bulldogs.
Last resort option there. I'll
That's for
agree with
sure.
you, Clarkie. Not a bad choice to try and reach first. Joe Cassell got to first on his last at-bat on an error made by David Steckow at second. We'll foul this ball back again. One of the longer at-bats that we've seen here today between pitcher Logan Lockhart. But this one quickly heading to 0-2. He got him with the punch out. Wow, that's a close call for sure. Hard to tell from up here, but it looked a little low and towards the knee and especially inside, but must have had some movement on it, as this will bring up Jacob Charles.
Yeah, we're definitely not going to have the vantage point they do, but quite the polar opposite from his last at-bat. Considering Cassell's last at-bat was probably around a couple minutes long, and that one only being a couple seconds, as Lockhart able to get him out real quick.
Lockhart will start 0-1. Again, this is popped foul.
You know, I've been impressed with the Bulldogs' play so far, as we saw them with a little bit of a shaky start throughout the first two, you could say, and definitely made their way back into play, making contact, especially on defense, having some good pitches.
Oh man, and what a nasty pitch from Lockhart. Got Charles to swing at the outside throw. Hornets are alive in their dugout. You can hear it from up here in the booth. Bulldogs will head back to the field. A gutsy pitch from Lockhart. We'll return with more Bulldog baseball in just a few seconds. Back for the top of the 5th, right here on ACTV.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself. Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience.
Harrison Posat, the catcher, getting things going in the bottom of the 5th.
Posat doing a good job behind the plate. On catcher, we'll see if to look to get anything going. In front of the plate now is finds himself in the batter's box.
Two to 1 still our score here from Nicolay Field. A run scored in the bottom of the 1st and 2nd for the Hornets. Only one for the Bulldogs in the top of the 3rd.
feel like hit-wise for both teams, it's kind of been a back-and-forth game. Each inning, at least one or two batters making really good contact on the ball, finding themselves on third base at least.
Posat is going to take a pitch inside as he's hit by that one.
Fortunately, that ball just getting away from Clark is definitely not where he's looking to put it, and Hornets will get a man on base and look to see if they'll try to steal again.
Small lead from Posat out at first base.
We'll see Reinhardt put his hand up telling him to stay as he's not looking for him to move on.
This is sent deep to right, back towards the wall, and it's gone. A two-run home run for Reinhardt. And this one was absolutely hammered over the wall and out. Hornets take a 4-1 lead in the bottom of the fifth.
I don't have much to say to that other than wow. You could tell once that ball came off the bat, it was going yard. He made some solid contact, and Reinhardt hit that ball nice and mean.
Kalamazoo getting loud in their dugout. A little bit different of a scene to our left. And Coach Rainey is going to head to the mound here. Don't know if we're going to see a pitching change yet, but they're certainly going to talk things out.
Kalamazoo definitely feeling themselves now, Herms, after that at bat, as we see him up and jumping, and everyone's ready to go on that Hornet bench.
You can see the visible frustration from Coach Rainey as he will let Jackson Clark hold on to the baseball.
Well, you know, I've been pleased with Clark's performance, too, in the last couple innings. I feel like he found himself in a bit of a rut in the first two, which, of course, it's the beginning of the game, so you got to give him a bit of a break. But I feel like recently he's done a pretty good job with the pitchers, and that last ball just got away from him.
The 2-0 count to Hawkins. Floated to center. Played a little shorter than Boyke thought it was going to be, but made the run and successfully got the catch.
Saw him run up right before the ball came to him. So we saw him kind of sit back there waiting for it and change trajectory as he's able to get up and get that out for the Bulldogs.
This will bring up David Steckow. This is hit well, and it gets down for a base hit. Bounces in the air, gloved by Boyke.
I've noticed the Hornets really not wasting time on their at-bats recently, getting that first hit out of the way. And it's paid off for them in the last couple. As I think it kind of catches the Bulldogs off guard. You usually wait after that first pitch to test out the swing.
One out and a man on first. Kedro will have to stop this. Hornets all gas and full of energy to our right. Good movement on that last throw from Clark. Gets the called strike at 1-1.
The Hornets definitely loving it out here. As this last inning has kind of just been all them.
Another great one, swing and a miss from Newland.
What I like about Clark, Herms, is that he's sneaky. He'll get you with the low one on the left and the right, go up top, and finds a way to throw a heater in there, which catches the Hornets off guard, even though it's right down the plate.
Second base umpire calling something there. 1-2. Chopped behind play.
Bulldogs becoming aware of runner on first, as we've seen Kedro kind of look over there periodically. And he looked to go for the steal there, but not able to go for it as Clark threw back over.
Here's the 1-2 with a man on first. Hit to short and through the gap. Davis came off of third and couldn't glove it down, so that'll be another single. Newland now gets to first with Steckow on second.
Good dive by Davis, though, to try and get that. It's just slightly out of the reach of his mitt. And it could have possibly been out at second for the Bulldogs.
Fankel, the DH, fouls his first pitch.
And I don't think we saw the Hornets really going after that first pitch in the first inning. I think it's definitely due to confidence, because we've seen them go after it more and more in the last 2 innings.
It's a smash to right field. It gets down for another base hit. Running into home. The throw made to the plate. Not on target and not in time. Steckow will get in for the 5th run. And a 3-run inning here in the bottom of the 5th. Hornets up by 4 runs, and you have to believe that now a pitching change is going to be made.
Because that's his 3rd visit of the day, was Coach Rainey. And Casal with a good throw from right field on that last run, and Kedro not able to do much with it as it's far out of the plate.
So that will end the day for Jackson Clark. Battled hard, unfortunately giving up 5 runs, as we'll get a change here and step aside while our new pitcher gets warmed up. Alex Herman and Griffin Clark, don't go anywhere. You're watching Bulldog Baseball on AC. Back at the Nicolay Field, pitching change for Adrian College. Up to the mound is Landon Kozlowski. Has appeared 7 times this season. 2-0. And his first pitch in there for a strike. Lucas Bolton with runners on first and third. This will get down. No throw. Bases are loaded for Cam Kelly. He's got one out and ducks on the pond.
If you're the Bulldogs, this is not the ideal spot you want to be in with one out. We have to rely on Kozlowski to find his way out here as he kind of just came into the situation, was given what he's got right now.
Kozlowski's first one to Kelly is outside. This is really not ideal for Craig Rainey's Bulldogs.
Well, and if you're the Bulldogs too, no matter where that ball goes, you're going to have to look to throw it home and hopefully get the batter out.
Good pitch, caught Kelly swinging. One and another swing and a miss for Kelly. Two great pitchers in a row for Kozlowski.
And props to him coming in with bases loaded. Well, two runners on at first and when he came in. And we've seen Newland at third kind of creeping down. I think trying to get in Kozlowski's head as he tries to veer his way in towards home, but then reeling himself back.
This is outside.
We see the ump give a full count, so Kozlowski's got to be careful as to where he throws that ball here. Just look to get in the air.
Inside for ball 4. And that will score another run. It's 6-1.
Throwing that one a little high, as I thought it could have possibly been called a strike, but we'll see it's a little too far out of the zone as they'll have Cooper Mills to start off again as we're back at the top of the lineup.
One out and bases still loaded for Cooper Mills. We'll wait out ball number 1.
Now that ball is a pitch we've seen called a strike so far in this game, so a little curious as to what's changing now for the umpire.
Again upstairs. And this has been the struggle for the Bulldogs the last 2 games of this series. The first one dominant in the pitching category and having some struggles figuring it out in the second of the doubleheader yesterday and especially today. But you could also argue that it just speaks volumes to the hitting of the Hornets that we touched on at parts through today and yesterday. When they're going, man, they're going.
And you just led me to my next point, as I was going to say Cooper Mills, for example, he's up right now, and he's one batter that stayed composed that whole time. We'll see him get to first now off the walk, and a guy that's been really good for the Hornets so far, as he'll get another runner into home plate.
Two walks and 2 scores. Harrison Posat still has bases loaded with 1 out.
It's almost just a cycle of runners for the Hornets. As one comes in, another one just follows. As we've just seen them circling around those bases this inning. So merry-go-round.
2 strikes in a row for Kozlowski. Put in a tough spot entering this game in the bottom of the 5th. And I find it interesting, too, that just a second, this first ball hit, fielded at second, and the call made at first, a double play. And I'll finish my thought, but yesterday, as we take a look at the box score from yesterday's game. The 5th inning was that big inning for the Kalamazoo College Hornets, scoring 6 runs to extend their lead to 10. And again today, the 5th inning seeming to be the spot that the Hornets come alive and start to dominate. They scored 5 in that side.
They were up 2-1, and we saw them just bolt through. Score now 7-1. So like you said, getting that 5 was huge for the Hornets.
We'll step aside just for a second and come back for the top of the 6th inning. Watching Bulldog baseball at the Nicolay Field on ACT. Back on ACTV, Alex Herman and Griffin Clark. Happy to have you all join us here on this beautiful Sunday afternoon from Adrian, Michigan, as Nick Bruder hammers this one to right. It gets down, fair in play, rounding first, getting all the way to second. We'll pull up there, and a big start for the Bulldogs.
I've loved the play of Nick Bruder so far in this game, whether it's out in the field or in the batter's box. We saw Coach Rainey after that inning kind of giving his boys a pep talk on what they needed to do and to get on base and really change the pace of play now. And Bruder did just that with a good leadoff with a drill to right.
All those big scoring plays, all finding themselves in right field. Wagner eats that one near his ankles.
And whether it's a foul ball or not, like you said, that right field, that's been the hot spot for both teams today.
Have to get the dimensions for this baseball field. Don't know if the walls are even in right or in left. They look about the same. Oh, and Wagner started to check up on that one, but went all the way around. Not a great one to swing at.
Wagner had good discipline so far in his at-bats in this game, and look to see if he can get one into play for the Bulldogs.
This is chopped.
We see it made contact with Wagner trying to get that spot off the bottom of his bat near the handle, so not able to get real good contact on it.
One-two pitch gets evened up. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Not sure if you noticed there, Herms, but Bruder kind of played a mental game on Lockhart there as he stutter-stepped him as Lockhart was looking back, and when he went to throw that ball, just threw it way too wide.
See the awareness from Lockhart to get it back. Cooper Mills with a shifty play. Count is full.
I don't know if you noticed again, but we just saw him do it there. He does that. He's done it multiple times this game where he'll kind of go out towards where Mills is right now. And then as soon as Lockhart makes eye contact, he'll kind of give him a little stutter step, and Lockhart goes to turn back and is unfocused. And good play by the Bulldogs.
This ball fouled up. AB will continue for Edward Wagner.
He launched that one in the parking lot. Hopefully my car's not over there. Always got to be aware of that.
Wagner needs to find something here. 3-2 pitch. He'll hit it to center. It gets down for a base hit. The throw will not go to home, and an RBI single for Edward Wagner.
Good step in the right direction for the Bulldogs this top of this inning as we get that runner in, and just what Coach Rainey wanted for the boys. And Wagner doing what he does best, being a power hitter. He got that one right over the second base line.
We'll see a pinch runner at first for Wagner. It's Travis Lifford. And here's David Kedrow. We'll get a visit to the mound for the Hornets. Can't remember if this is the first or the second. I think it's probably the first.
I believe it's first. And I think it's just because of how prolonged that at-bat was. And I think that's only the second time Lockhart's had that happen this game. We saw Casal take him far earlier in the game. Just want to make sure he's in the right headspace to get the ball back in the strike column. And props to the Bulldogs for really finding their stride periodically throughout these innings and finding the gaps out there and getting real good contact. And I think that's been a real strong suit so far. They try and make their way back in.
David Kedrow will have Lifford on first, the pinch runner. No outs. And for the first time since the third, the Bulldogs finding a run. This is hit well by Kedrow. Back towards the wall, but it's caught. Another good swing from Kedrow.
Unfortunately, that was a bomb. Just not where you want it to be. Good hit by Kedrow, and Lifford not wanting to go to second as he tried to tag up and get there, but will elect to stay at first.
Needed that ball to find some wind as it was flying through the air. No dice for it.
That's one of few that's gone to the warning track so far.
Pick off to first. Doesn't get it to go.
I think Lockhart's been a little too focused on the runners here on bases. Lifford's really not getting that big of a lead off here.
This next one down low to Miranda. This is hit well, gets down for a single. Miranda is away. And we'll move Lifford off to second base.
It's perfect contact by Miranda off the tip of the bat as he launched that one right over the third baseman's head and Reinhardt. Bulldogs able to find those soft spots in the outfield, kind of in that gap between the infielders and outfielders where neither of them can really get there. So good job so far by them.
I think now we're going to start to see a pitching change for Kalamazoo. A good day for Logan Lockhart, throwing 77 pitches and only allowing 2 runs. Will be greeted by his teammates off at the dugout area. Entering the game is going to be number 47 for the Hornets and Aiden Ledecky, a right-handed pitcher, freshman from Brighton, Michigan. So we'll give him some time to warm up. I apologize. I should make a correction. That's Blake Parpot stepping to the mound, the senior from Farmington Hills. Hard to see the numbers on the back of the jersey, number 27. So we'll step aside for a couple of moments and return with more Bulldog baseball.
Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs, Adrian College TV. Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs, Adrian College TV. Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs, Adrian College TV.
Back at Nicolay Field. Bottom of the 6th inning. Pitching change for the Hornets. Blake Parpart up to the mound. Gets his first pitch in for a called strike.
He's got big shoes to fill after that outing by Lockhart. Only gave up 2 runs throughout the game so far. He's did a real good job against the Bulldogs.
Check swing from Davis. Doesn't get around.
Kind of a tough spot for the Bulldogs now, with 2 on base trying to figure out this pitcher.
And the big thing is you gotta convert at this point in the game. You're already in the 6th inning, you're down by 5. You got 2 on, so if you can at least score one of them, that's gonna help you out. This is hit well, but straight into the glove of Ryer Reinhardt. Didn't even have to move.
I like that play by the Bulldogs, not getting too cocky and trying to move, as there really wasn't anywhere he could go, and we just kind of see the batter take his fate and go back to the dugout. But Bulldogs with 2 on base, like you said, you really need to look to get a run in as you're getting further in the game, down 7-2. You got 2 on. Now's the time to do it.
2 outs. Runners on first and second. Easton Rogers looks at the first one for strike 1.
And Rogers with a real successful at bat last time, so hopefully he's able to continue that streak, as it looks like we'll get another mound visit. Can't say I know why.
Likely to just try and slow things down. Quick discussion.
As you've seen the game go on and where the Bulldogs started at first terms, how do you feel about the Bulldogs' stance so far throughout this game?
Well, it hasn't gone exactly the way that they had hoped, but there's still plenty of room for improvement. Only in the bottom of the 6th here. Still lots of life in this game. Just got to find your way hitting the ball well and taking it one batter at a time, but not great to leave runners on in the way that they have. There's the 0-2 pitch to Rogers with 2 outs. That's floated to center. It gets down for a base hit. Rounding third to throw, not there. And an RBI single.
Slifford makes his way in, and he'll get, and for the Bulldogs, make it 7-3. And Rogers with another real successful at-bat.
There might have been a miscommunication on the pitch, too, because you saw some unpleasantry from Harrison Posat, the catcher. As he talked to Lockhart for a second, they discussed something, and then he looked back at the dugout and shook his head. So the Bulldogs now within 4, staying in this game. Will remain with runners on first and second with 2 outs. First pitch thrown for ball 1.
Looks like the Bulldogs have 2 players. A.J. Miranda with 4 home runs on the year, and Easton Rogers with 3. So we'll look to see if the Bulldogs can sneak one out here.
This is smashed to the outfield. It gets down and bounces over the wall for a ground roll double. That's gonna help, but if that had stayed in play, tipping off the wall, this game could have been a lot more close to being tied, but this was hit very well out to center, and going for a run was Bolton. Outstretched the glove, but couldn't field it down. So now this lead within 3.
Bulldogs sneaking their way back in, and Boyke with a real solid hit. And that's a second ground roll double of the day, and the Bulldogs right where they want to be with a runner on third and second.
Wow, an aggressive call from the coach. And I think we're going to see a pitching change here.
You're right, Herms. We saw him signal out to the right as we see one of their pitchers coming in. And, you know, he's kind of put into a tough spot there, Parpart, that is, as he had a bunch of runners on base, and Bulldogs able to capitalize on that.
Quick day for Parpart. 5 pitches, and not the way that he wanted things to go.
Well, and it's tough, too, when you don't have momentum coming into the game and coming out cold, which it'll happen. It's part of the game, but got to make the best of it, and the Bulldogs definitely did as they capitalize and come back 7-4 now.
Yeah, Parpart really getting thrown into the jungle there. Not a comfortable position to come in as a pitcher.
The Bulldogs getting 2 runs here, so 3 is not out of the question. They could easily do it.
Robert Algren is the replacement. Not sure what just happened on his first practice pitch, but he smiles it off. Gets a little bit of a chuckle. So we'll take some time while he warms up to gather our notes. We'll be back right here in just a moment. Bulldog Baseball, right here from the Nicolay Field, live on AC. enter the game here for Kalamazoo College. Tough spot as he's putting a lot of pressure on the fate of this game. 2 outs, men on second and third. First pitch in the dirt to Joe Cassell, the slugger, certainly a batter you do not want to face cold. Had a great day yesterday. Hasn't gotten an official hit in today's contest. This is to Cassell again, straight down the pipe for a called strike.
Well, Cassell at the top of the lineup for a reason, so we'll look to see if he can get on base here. But you got to test the pitcher early and try and get some swings in on him.
This is again outside.
That one was real outside, and I'm kind of surprised that Jose was able to get that one.
Three and one the count. Algren, the freshman pitcher, 8 appearances this season. 6 games started, 2 and 1 is his record. This is outside for ball number 4. And the Bulldogs have bases loaded with 2 outs. This will bring up Jacob Charles, the second baseman, 1 for 3 today. You can feel the electricity running through the ballpark. Adrian College really wants to find something here and continue to build momentum. They're down 7-4 at the moment. Charles will look at the second pitch for strike 2, facing an 0-2 count.
Definitely a daunting spot to be in if you're Charles. We need to at least get 1 runner in.
Algren's going to look to make him swing. And it's chopped to second. Oh, and it's bobbled up and costly error. The Bulldogs will continue the side. It's now 7-5 with an error and an RBI single. Steckow, the second time today, he hasn't been able to field an easy ball sent his way. Here's Nick Bruder now. Base is still juiced. Bulldogs within 2.
That is a second error of the game, like you said, and that's a costly one, as now the Bulldogs within 2, and Bruder, dangerous player for the Bulldogs.
Boys in the black, gold, and white starting to feel it. Tensions are rising from the Nicolay field. Playoff-like atmosphere, 0-1. Will hold off and take the second one for ball number 1.
It's funny how things change too, Herms, isn't it? Bulldogs were down and out a couple innings ago, sitting down, and now it's changed to the Hornets are all quiet.
This is punched out to right field. It gets down. There's the first one. Rounding home. This game is tied up. An RBI single. A man on third. It's 7-7 in the top of the 6th inning. How about that? No doubt about that swing. Didn't put full power into it, but it got down nonetheless, and we got a ball game on our hands here, folks.
Bruder once again coming up huge for the Bulldogs. If you told me it'd be 7-7 right now, I don't know if I'd believe you. As the Bulldogs with a second burst of energy, and wow, they come alive in this game, Herms. It's been quite the turnaround for the Bulldogs. Being down 7-2, and now 7-7.
What a day from the Nicolay field. 6 runs in the top of the 6th. Gets the Bulldogs back. Here's Lifford. Hammers it foul as he popped it up.
Well, we saw the Hornets with 5 and 1 inning, and the Bulldogs topping that with 6. So how about that?
Nothing better. Travis Lifford, the sophomore from Oxford, Michigan. Big chance here to try and help the Bulldogs take the lead. Have not led at all today.
One huge credit to Jacob Charles on third right now, number 4, for keeping the Bulldogs where they're at right now. And he had 2 strikes on him with 2 outs as he got that one to second. And then the Bulldogs able to get that with Bruder behind him.
This is in there for strike number 2. Lifford needs a hit here. Here's the 1-2 pitch with 2 outs. Runner split. It's chopped. He'll stay in it. Gets a piece of it. Didn't look like he was fully confident in his swing there. But a luck out as he gets touched up.
Lifford not happy with it, but he stays alive for another pitch. And the Bulldogs, whatever Coach Rainey said to them after that last inning, really got him fired up.
Stolen base. This is hit well to short. Long throw made there. It's gloved. And the Hornets will stop any more runs from being scored. But you can feel the energy throughout the ballpark. A massive 6-run inning in the top of the 6th for the Adrian College Bulldogs. And we'll finish that side out. We are tied up 7-7. Alex Herman and Griffin Clark right here from the Nicolay Field. Don't go anywhere. We got more exciting Bulldog baseball coming up.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself. Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person?
7-7 ball game. Hornets and Bulldogs battle for the top of the MIAA standings. Ryer Reinhardt up to bat first. A hit and 2 RBIs today. Swings on that one. 0-2, Kozlowski dialed here to start off the frame.
Talking about those standings like you just were. Adrian 7-2 in the standings in the MIAA. Kalamazoo 7-3. As Hope leads with 26. They have 26 games played. Adrian comes in with 25.
This is sent over to short. Long throw made there. And he's safe. Oh, man. A.J. Miranda had to dive out to try and make the catch. He gloved it, but his foot popped off the bag.
So everyone on the left side convinced that he was out, but from our vantage point here, we could see this foot just slightly raised up there as he had to lunge, like you said.
Tanner Hawkins waits on that one, looks at strike number 1. Has Reinhardt on first.
Kozlowski only came in an inning ago, but man, as he found his stride, as we see his teammates pumped up for him as he's finding the strike zone with an occasional ball, but good job by him so far.
Well, a lot easier to head into this part of the inning than when he was coming into the game cold, knowing that your team, when you started your campaign today, you were down by a number of runs, and now you're tied up at 7-7.
That is true, and I think the Bulldogs getting these runs and tying it up 7-7 really helps him out there and gets him a boost of energy.
3-1 pitch, Kozlowski to Hawkins. Upstairs for ball 4. And now runners on first and second.
I think the key now, too, is for Kozlowski not to get too ahead of yourself. You might have 2 runners on base, but you got to stay calm and composed, which we've seen from him so far. You got to block out the noise from each dugout and just try and play your game.
Here's a bunt that plays foul to the left side.
If that was in play, that was perfect placement as he tried to ride that one right down that left baseline.
Steckow will start his AB 0-1. 2 for 3 on the day.
Kozlowski finding that top corner a little too much in this at bat. You'd like to look for him to change it up and go low here. See if he can find something.
Here's a bunt towards the pitcher's mound. It gets down. And now the Hornets with a taste of the Bulldogs' own medicine. Bases loaded, no outs.
Bulldogs found themselves here not that long ago, able to get themselves out. Hopefully they can go 2 for 2 on that, but like you said, bases loaded, no outs, not very ideal.
Robert Newland, the first baseman. Two and 0 to start off. I think Kozlowski just needs to take his time here. Oh, this is turned on, and you hear the crowd.
I don't know who's more excited about that one when it first came off the bat, Newland or the crowd. I think everybody thought that one was going down the line, but it snuck out of play, but good contact there.
2-1. Hit to second. Glove down. A run will score. And Miranda can't hold on to it at first. So a sacrifice, or it's not even a sacrifice because there was no out. An RBI single for Newland. Hornets will jump back up on the scoreboard. It's 8-7.
Well, you have to feel for Miranda there at first. It's not the first time today he's been given a ball in the dirt with a runner coming at him, trying to scoop that one up.
Here's a bunt towards the mound. It will be sent over for the out, but another run will score. Just as quickly as Adrian College was able to tie it, Kalamazoo is back on top by a pair.
Well, and the Hornets making real good use of that bunt play, as it's gotten 2 runs for him now. And like I said before, we saw him practicing it earlier.
First pitch to Bolton, swinging. Steal to third. Kedro can't block it in time. Another stolen base for Kalamazoo.
Kedro, unfortunately, 0 for 2 on getting the stolen bases there. It's bounced up in the dirt for him once again.
1-1 popped up.
Kozlowski just needing one more out as the Hornets 2 outs with a runner on third.
This is sent out to left, and it's caught by Easton Rogers, and that'll close out the side. Hornets taking advantage of every opportunity they're given here today. They're back on top 9-7 as we head to the 7th inning. Stay with us right here on ACTV. Alex Herman and Griffin Clark will be right back with more Bulldog Baseball. David Kedrow will start the top of the 7th inning off for Adrian College. Facing off with Algren. Looks at pitch number 1 for a strike. Oh, and a quick pitch there from Algren. I don't think this is going to count for anything. Oh, and indeed it does. Not sure what happened there. Kedrow called for time, and the umpire gave it to him. Stepped back into the box. This is hit well to short, fielded down. The throw to first is there. Bulldogs just getting so unlucky with some of these hits to the infield. Solid contact all around, but the ball just magnetizing to the infielders for the Hornets.
Almost wonder if there's a magnet into the gloves of the shortstop here for the Hornets, as that ball just keeps finding him. The Bulldogs making real good contact, like you said, with the infield.
A.J. Miranda now 0-1. Tips it back for 0-2.
Popped that one just over the head of Pizzette.
That ball doesn't reach the plate. 1-2. Sitting on 1 out.
I wouldn't count the Bulldogs out for anything after seeing that last inning, so if you don't get anything going in this inning, there's always the next.
There's a base hit from Miranda to shallow right. Ryan Davis will take a crack at things. 1 out and Miranda on first.
I've liked the middle of the lineup for the Bulldogs so far this game. We've seen them connect on numerous balls and really get it going for the Bulldogs here.
Davis doesn't swing at that one. Feels like Algren likes to throw every first pitch over the plate. You have to wonder if the Bulldogs can try and take advantage of that. At this point, you just got to start swinging the bat.
Well, you're right on that too. He's definitely throwing them all over the plate. I think it's mainly to see if the Bulldogs will bite on it. But if you're the Bulldogs and you see that tendency happening, got to start to crack it and try and get that hit.
Why not take a chance at this part in the game, right?
Well,
you have to wonder.
We've talked numerous times too about the Hornets. They're hitting that first pitch. They've been going after it since the beginning of the game. So if you're the Bulldogs, you're down 2 right now. You already got.
Here's a swing from Davis. Out to left. It's caught. And Miranda will have to tag back to first. Didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, we saw the ball go into play. I thought it was going to be a real good hit, but as I was saying, you just got to start to change things up here. With only 2 innings left. After this, you got to start to find something if you're down by 2.
Two outs now for Easton Rogers. Miranda will trot back to first. Throw from the mound.
And Rogers real successful for the Bulldogs today.
Swing and a miss from Rogers.
I think my player to watch so far for the Bulldogs has got to be Nick Bruder. Him and Rogers as well have been a duo that really been good in that box for the Bulldogs.
One and one count with 2 outs. And Miranda on first. Swing and a miss for Rogers. Chance for Algren to get out of it.
Algren with some cocky throws there. He's throwing, I believe, 3 now over that plate. And Rogers right there, not able to connect with it, though.
This is chopped down the line and foul.
Bulldogs doing a good job in the second half of this game, not giving up. So you have to be very proud for the Bulldog coach.
Hornets thought they got the called strike 3. It'll sit for ball 2.
From up here, at least, I looked a bit high in the zone, so can't see where they're coming from necessarily.
This is popped up off to short, waiting for the catch, and right there is Cooper Mills, as he'll get out number 3. Still plenty of time for the Bulldogs to try and turn this around as they're down by 2 runs, 9-7 score as we head into the bottom of the 7th. We'll be right back in just a few short moments. Alex Herman and Griffin Clark, you're watching Bulldog Baseball on pitching change for the Bulldogs. Ben Bates to the mound. A hard pitch right down the middle for strike one. Has 7 appearances this season. That one taken outside for ball 1.
I like that he's coming in throwing heat, Herb's got to make yourself known real quick.
This is moved to third. Throw from Davis off to Miranda right into the glove for out number 1.
Hopefully the Bulldogs able to make quick work of the Kalamazoo Hornets in this inning.
Another fastball from Bates. That'll scrape the plate for strike 2.
We saw Cooper Mills look back at the ump saying he didn't think that was a strike. It's one player for the Hornets that's been real good this game.
In there,
side.
strike 3, got him looking. Cooper Mills goes down again. Harrison Bozat will come up with 2 outs. Check and inside for ball number 1. This is hit to third. Davis with the throw to Miranda. 1-2-3 inning for the Bulldogs. Need to rally off of that momentum. Heading into the top of the 8th. This ball was hit well and moved right off again for Davis. Gets the throw in time. We'll take a short break and return with more Bulldog baseball action right here. Top of the 8th inning. Jack Boyke. Need a hit from Boyke. First pitch from Algren outside. Boyke trying to rally the troops here. Ball number 2.
Boyke, one of the players that started it off for the Bulldogs in their rampage back to make it 7-7 at the time, and to get up to the top of the lineup next, they were the ones that led us there.
Here's the 2-1 pitch to Boyke. Swing and a miss.
We Cassell Boyke, knowing that he had that one in the chamber.
In the dirt, full count. Jack Boyke fighting it through. Big pitch here from Algren. Three-two. Hit to second. He's going to try and beat it out. But the throw is made to first. Back to the top of the order, it's Joe Cassell.
Cassell, one exciting player for the Bulldogs that just mentioned they had it going for him earlier. As he bounces back and forth in that box.
Cassell will pop this up to right. Oh, and it gets down. Couldn't be fielded, a lucky break. Cassell will reach second. Wow. Lost it in the sun was Cam Kelly. Was pretty sure he was going to make the play.
You thought that was a guaranteed out for him as he looked pretty confident. And like you said, that sun got him. And I almost thought that Cassell could have rounded third. But it's a smart play as he stayed there. And we'll take the double.
Big break for the Bulldogs as coming up to bat, Jacob Charles. Hit this to short. Cassell will get to third. And the second out being made by a catch by Newland.
Herms, you notice that Adrian this inning's getting that first hit off the first pitch. Looks like they changed up their game.
Wow, they're going to intentionally walk Bruder. Had 3 hits today with 3 RBIs. That is likely the right decision to make.
He continues to stay hot in that batter's box, so I don't blame him for not taking the risk here. Although you almost would have wanted to see what Bruder would have done, as he's been real exciting to watch.
Sure has. We'll get a pinch runner here for the Bulldogs now. Anthony Manarino, the senior from Tampa, Florida. One of the bigger guys on this Bulldog roster, sitting at 6'5". That is one big fella. And the Hornets will talk things out on the mound with 2 outs. Man on first and third.
I'd like to think that Manarino's going to come in with some power there. Standing at 6'5", like you just mentioned. One of the few guys we've seen come into this game batting left-handed.
Manarino batting .333 this season with a .708 OPS. Only appeared in 7 games. Got 2 hits and an RBI. So 2 outs. Man on first and third. This brings up Manarino. Will face off with Algren. Stolen base, it's chopped to first, glove down, and the out. Manarino got around on it, but not enough. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Bulldogs still down by 2 runs at 9-7. Catch this last swing here. Swing really didn't look like it was fully finished. And it popped off in the ground and fielded We'll step aside just for a second. You're watching Bulldog Baseball on ACTV. Reinhardt gets things going. In the bottom of the 8th, we'll face off with Ben Bates. Holds off on pitch 1 for ball number 1.
And don't forget Reinhardt, the player for the Hornets that hit that home run earlier in the game. He's got to be cautious of how dangerous he can be here.
That ball tipped.
Saw him check, swing it into his ankle as he walks that one off. Looking to recollect himself.
One pitch. Nice movement on that ball. Strike number 2. Hit towards the mound. Gets to second. Here's a quick throw to first. It's in time. Nice play from Jacob Charles to get that off to first.
Good pickup there. He slings that one over and be a first out for the Bulldogs. So they keep it going.
One out and nobody on. Bulldogs still trailing. One 0 pitch. Not going to catch the corner of the plate.
One thing I've liked throughout this game is the pace of play for each team. We've seen them both stay pretty consistent, not letting up here. As the Bulldogs look to get them out of this inning quick and try and get another 2 runs or so to take the lead.
2-1. Chop to third. Davis gets it right to Miranda.
And Davis making quick work these last couple innings. We've seen numerous balls go right to him as he snatches them up and just slings them over to Miranda as they've had good connection in this game.
Got a pinch hitter for the Hornets. Cade Pricing, the second baseman, making his first appearance here today in the batter's box. Takes the first one for strike 1. One and one. Sent foul. Big opportunity here for Bates.
he's doing a good job ever since he came in, and as he looks to finish out this inning, as he's used a couple of good pitches so far.
This is swung and popped up to left. The catch is there as Easton Rogers gets on top of it. And it's do or die time for the Bulldogs. Top of the 9th inning, down by 2. Adrian College has found themselves in a real game here. We'll be back with the 9th inning after this break. You're watching Bulldog Baseball on AC.
Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs, Adrian College TV. Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs, Adrian College TV.
MIAA baseball from the Nicolay Field. It's the Kalamazoo College Hornets and the Adrian College Bulldogs trying to jockey for the top spot in the conference. Hornets holding on to a 2-run lead at a score of 9-7 as David Kedrow, the catcher, up to bat. 2 pitches down low. 2-0 count. Bulldogs had to scratch and claw their way back into this one with a massive 6-run inning in the top of the 6th to make things 7-7. And quickly after that, in the bottom of the 6th, it was the Hornets who went up 9-7 with 2 runs of their own. Algren remains the pitcher for Kalamazoo. Two and one, foul tip from Kedrow.
Now, no matter what's to come of this inning for the Bulldogs, nevertheless, it's been quite a game for them as we talk about second effort and heart as they've shown it so far.
That ball hit well, foul into the grass hill to our left. Again, Kedrow pops it foul.
Kedrow doing a good job of staying alive in this at bat. We've seen balls fouled to the left and the right now.
Hopefully he gets one in the center of the barrel here. 2-2. Hits it well to third. The throw made out number 1.
Now he was able to find one in the middle of that barrel, but it goes right over to Ryer Reinhardt for the first out of the inning.
A.J. Miranda, the first baseman, 2 and 3 on the day. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. Algren will step off for a second. Oh, 1 pitch. Hit well, flown to right, back towards the wall. Off the wall, it'll stay in. And this is going to be a double for A.J. Miranda.
A.J. Miranda coming up big again, as we just saw for the second time Cam Kelly losing that ball in the air as it banks off the wall. So that Sun giving him some issues over there in that right corner.
Rolando Jimenez will pinch run for Miranda at second. The freshman from Tampa, Florida. Played his high school ball with Tampa Catholic. Here's Ryan Davis with a runner in scoring position. Pozard and Lockhart are going to talk about this just for a moment.
We've talked about it before, but what a beautiful day for baseball there, Herms.
Nothing better.
It's been nice the whole day. We've had some nice sun. Still got plenty of people out here. It's quite a day for some Adrian baseball.
Seeing some clouds start to float in the later stages of this part of the game, but still great weather, as you mentioned. Nothing on the board yet, aside from an out and a man on second. The first pitch to Davis. Down low for ball one. Bulldogs have to find 2 runs to keep this game alive. Again, second pitch down the middle, but low. 2-0. Davis looks at that one again, hasn't swung the bat. They'll tip it foul. It's the umpire, seems to be okay.
As he reaches full count now, you gotta hope he's able to make solid contact and get it to the outfield here so we can advance to third.
2-2 count to Davis. The throw from Algren. In there for strike 3. And the Hornets are 1 away from closing out the weekend.
Saw the Hornets get up real quick after that out, as they are 1 away, as you said, from ending this weekend for the Adrian Bulldogs.
Easton Rogers with the game on the line. First pitch, called the ball. Has a hit and an RBI today. Two and 0 to Rogers. Down low again. 3 balls in a row.
I think he's looking for Rogers to try and bite, as he went to that low pitch 2 times and just went back to it again, and Rogers, I think, knows what's going on here.
Rogers will take his base. And we'll get a man on first and second. Still 2 outs. Jackson McGuigan will pinch run for Rogers at first.
Prime spot for the Bulldogs. Got a guy on second and a guy on first. So hopefully we're able to advance here.
2 outs and 2 runners on for Jack Boyke. Boyke takes the first one outside. Pose out will slow this down. We're going to get a meeting to the mound and a pitching change. Algren unhappy that he can't finish this one out. So we'll take a step aside while the pitching change is made. Alex Herman and Griffin Clark right here on ACTV. Bulldogs down by 2. Top of the 9th inning, and a pitching change for the Hornets. Owen Schill to the mound, looking to close things out for his squad. 2 outs. Count is 1-0 for Jack Boyke. Adrian College down by 2. Looking to find something here. Need at least a hit from Boyke. That's outside for ball 2.
Boyke finding himself in a pressure spot, but somewhere the Bulldogs have been numerous times today, and they've made good work of it.
2-0 count to Boyke. We'll get to 3-0. This would be huge if he could take a walk.
If Boyke can get that walk, this will be huge for the Bulldogs, or a hit.
Ball number 4, and bases loaded, bringing up the slugger in Joe Cassell. Joe Cassell, bases loaded, 2 outs, top of the 9th inning. Hitter's dream. Takes strike number 1.
This is one of the guys you want up most when you're the Bulldogs.
0-1 pitch to Cassell. Inside, evened up 1-1.
Now, if you're Cassell here, are you looking to play kind of passive or just swing?
One pitch popped up. Headed back towards the outfield, and it's caught. Bases loaded for Joe Cassell with 2 outs. Can't get it done. And the series split to start the day will be 1 in favor of the Hornets. That'll close things out here from Nicolay Field. 9-7 the final in favor of Kalamazoo College. Still plenty more baseball for the Bulldogs this season. We'll face off Tuesday afternoon at Trine University in Angola, Indiana. First pitch at 4 p.m. Friday they'll face off against Calvin over in Grand Rapids. And 2 home games. Saturday, April the 20th, right here at Nicolay Field. But from all of us up here in the booth, Alex Herman and Griffin Clark, Gia Avalone, our director, thank you so much for tuning in this afternoon for the final game of this 3-game weekend series between Kalamazoo College and your Adrian College Bulldogs. Hornets take this one 9-7.